Guys, it's Felicia Starks, and I want to talk to you about freedom and what I have discovered about myself. So, I listened to a call tonight, and it was with Tracy Walker, who is also recently a millionaire, and she's made millions online, essentially. So, the call, I didn't know what to expect from the call, really. Every time that she speaks, it's with passion. And whether you believe in God or not, I know that because of who she is, I feel like it's only she's speaking through a download. Like that God has downloaded that information, that he wants, the message that he wants to get out. She speaks with passion, and so the call was about freedom, and the freedom that we feel like we're free. Like, I wasn't born in the slavery times, so I was born in the 1970s, so slavery had already been gone, but you can be enslaved even though you're free, right? So I'll give you an example. There was a tiger that was in New York. They had captured this tiger from the wild, and she was an exotic tiger. And so they had her in the zoo. And when she first was captured, she was in a 12 by 12. So the cage wasn't very big. She had enough room to walk back and forth. So she walked back and forth. Didn't do much. And so she walked back and forth for, she stayed in this cage for a while, probably for a couple years. And so eventually they moved this tiger to another location in the zoo so that she had more room to roam around, because she had stayed in this smaller cage for so long as she got bigger. So as she got bigger, they moved her to another location, and so she was pretty much kind of out in the wild, but like, just say the size of a standard bedroom. I don't know what the dimensions are, but just imagine the size of a pretty good sized master bedroom. So that you just, in a typical house, that's a pretty good size, right? So although this tiger was moved to another location where she had more room to roam around, you got a lot of room. Even though she was moved, she only walked the same distance as the cage that she was in before. I'm saying it's a 12 by 12. It may not be it, but let's just say for this purpose, it was a 12 by 12 before. So even though she had more room to roam around, for the rest of her life, she only stayed confined to that area that she was used to walking in. So she had trained herself to not step out of that box. And this video is not about thinking outside the box necessarily. This is about, even though you're taken out of a different situation, you still think you are enslaved. And so you act that way. And so, like in slavery days, just going by what I've learned, is that there were some slaves that didn't want to leave. Like, they were free, but they didn't want to leave. And then there were some that were revolutionaries, like Harriet Tubman, which Tracy Walker has been so affectionately named, that they were telling people like, hey, come on. And they were like, anybody that would listen, they would tell them to come on. And the interesting thing about Harriet Tubman is that she wanted to help everybody. But she was also prepared that if there was someone who was trying to keep the people that she was helping from leaving, oh, she had something for you. She had her gun. Because, like, if you're not going to roll with us, that's cool. You can stay. But you're not going to keep them from leaving, right? So, the freedom call. I realize now that I have been operating as if I'm free, but really enslaved. And it's been in my thinking. And my thinking had been this way for years, until probably 2 years ago. Until someone, just in casual conversation, you start talking about things. And so talking about how our system is set up, and how the public schools are set up, and how you go to school, graduate, get a job, well, graduate, go to college, get student loans. Those student loans follow you forever. If you're a teacher, they get forgiven. But for the most part, you have those loans, and then you get a job with the hopes that you can repay it. But then, you know, there are several people that don't have jobs now, and they have like master degrees, but yet they cannot support their families. And it's 2 people in the household, but they still can't support the family. So how free is that? Like, really? That is not freedom. And that's what I experienced, because I had 2 incomes here. Yet, just making ends meet was a task. And sometimes they didn't even meet. And so if the ends did meet, then the payday loans would help, right? Oh, God. We won't go there, because there's a video on YouTube about my issues with payday loans. But the freedom is there. And the freedom is whatever you say it is. Freedom is going to be different for you than it is for me. But my purpose for making this video is to enlighten you on what I experienced, how it changed my thinking even more about how I've been selling out, and how because I wanted to maintain my position where I'm employed, that, you know, I guess you could say I sold out, because I remember not long ago where my son was sick, and although he was sick, he didn't have a fever, so he wasn't contagious, but he said he didn't feel good. I said, hey, can you, try to tough it out and go ahead and go to school so I don't have to miss work, because I have to save my vacation time, right? That's freedom, right? Nope, that's not freedom. So, yes, I'm still a corporate mom. Yes, I am appreciative that God has provided a resource for me to be able to take care of my family. I am grateful. I am. However, I believe that there's more for me to do than what I've been doing. So, freedom, in my sense of the word, is coming for me very, very soon. And if you, sir or ma'am, have realized in this 10 minutes that you've been watching my video that, you know, maybe you kind of identify with me, right? Like maybe you're a dad and you're never there, but the money's there. Or maybe you're a mom and you're getting promoted, but your kids are spending more time with their daycare provider than they are with you because you work till 5, you pick them up, feed them, bathe them, help them with homework, and put them to bed. So you have 3 hours with them. And the teachers and daycare providers have over 8. Yeah. Not freedom for me. Not freedom at all. So, let's connect because there's more people that are in way different situations than I am, and they're struggling, trying to figure out a way and taking on second jobs that still are not going to be able to help them. I had someone reach out to me and tell me they had to get a second job just in order for them to be able to really, you know, take care of themselves. So you have a second job, you have a place, but because you have 2 jobs, your time at your place is going to be limited. So you're basically working just to pay for where you live. That's not, I don't believe that I don't believe that God desires for us to struggle the way that we have been. And not saying that everyone struggles, because you have millionaires that are not struggling and they have made they've taken different actions and made different decisions in order to have different results. And so this is not about you getting rich. It's not about it's about whatever you think it's about. So if it's something that you're ready to consider, that the path that you're going on, that your kids, that your work is not telling you to quit your job. I'm just saying, what happens if you decided that you were destined for more and you really listen to what God has been trying to tell you for years that you've been running from? And this message is for you. Alright guys, till the next video, I will see you, and have a fantastic day.